Bring it in.
I will.
I have an announcement for everyone.
Yeah, go for it.
My announcement is for a limited time only.
All right, I like it. 1999. I hear it coming.
Anybody who's willing to bring me a deal, you don't get 25% or 20%. You get 35%. So,
Whoa,
All right.
Hey.
that's huge.
at least until the end of the year.
I was going to give you a deal and say 50-50. But I'll take the 35. That
For
sounds
you,
better.
do it.
I like that.
So, just trying to light a fire under you guys.
I'm telling you. Well, right now the market's deader than a doornail.
I'm saying, I mean, not the commercial really isn't.
Yeah.
Pick the
Yeah.
great time to start this.
So
I have a listing appointment on Monday.
Uh-huh.
So Monday afternoon, there's going to be a snowstorm. Just kidding.
I was like, what? I was never looking at my phone.
Yeah, hell, we'll have frozen over, so we'll see. About 350, I think.
350. Okay, listing appointment. Are you competing with the other people?
No, it's past client.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, sometimes don't you hate it when you go to past clients and you don't prepare very much and you find out that we'll let you know we're going to interview a
talking to
couple
some
other people. You're like, what? I thought I was the only one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that drives me nuts. I do all the clients.
oh yeah, I'm
The
wearing
same,
wearing pants. Don't worry.
Exactly. I don't assume anything because I hate it when I lose a client.
it's so funny, because in commercial, like, that I've actually had people say, hey, you're going to have to compete with, Fred or whatever. And I'd be like, yeah, I don't think so. But you know what? If you feel comfortable with Fred, that's who you should go with. I don't compete with other brokers. I feel like my track record stands for itself. And if you have questions for me and you want to compare it yourself, fine. But I'm not really actively competing against anybody. So they kind of go, oh, okay. Because they're used to you guys, I think.
Yeah, well, they're used to salespeople, period.
Yeah.
They're used to window salespeople, painters, whatever, and I would
Car
say,
salesman.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's calling. Have you guys been getting the hail calls lately? Oh my goodness.
No, but I
Oh,
can
the
get so many
roofers?
loans
Yeah.
right now. People want to give me loans like every day. They call
Yeah,
me 9
I'm getting those
times.
phone calls.
I
You've
just
been
started
approved.
answering and just hitting 9. But
You've been approved?
But it's like,
Yeah.
I let it go to voicemail, and voicemail always starts,
Yeah,
you've been approved for. I'm like,
you've been
I'm not even
approved.
looking.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I got a text from a roofer. They
I'm
said,
not
"Hey,
getting
this
the
is
hail
Brent from Empire Roofing. Just wanted to check and see how your roof was." And I told them it has shingles.
It has composite shingle.
That's
thank you.
that's a joke for older.
Oh, it has shingles. Oh, I just got it.
I get it
His brain is
now.
different.
Yeah, I wasn't listening.
I now know what to expect every time he speaks.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Oh, really? There's more to learn?
I did see a story. This is
He's
not a
deep.
joke, sort of, where blue collar wages are at an all-time high. The increase is at an all-time high, and white collar jobs are going away because of AI.
Yeah.
So I realized that I only have 2 blue shirts, so I'm gonna get some more.
Whatever it takes.
Did it say what the
Done.
blue collar jobs, like what?
Like plumber,
material you're getting
electrician,
paid?
They're going away.
the trades.
They won't go
They
away.
are not going away.
No, those are the ones
They're
that
gonna
are getting.
stay. It's the white
Oh,
collar.
yeah, the
white
white
collar.
collar's going away. Oh, yeah. Okay,
The
yes.
white collar job are the ones that are.
Oh, yeah, the
danger.
programmer, the code writer,
Financial
all that like
analysts and
Yeah.
things
A
like that.
guy on Fox
Therapists.
Business was saying a
The
friend of
therapist?
his
Yeah, I just
that
saw that on the
does
news this
coding
morning.
You can get an AI
starts up
therapist.
is starting up three businesses for the same
Put it in chat.
startup cost as
Yeah.
one,
Did you chat GPT?
and
Oh my
because he
God.
doesn't need
Oh,
to
yeah, I
hire
did, but I
Yep.
never-
5 or 6 coders for each one. He's got 2 guys in AI, and they're opening three companies.
Because sometimes
Wow.
you just
Same
want
cost
to
as
do it alone.
So she was saying therapists.
That's
Can
a
you
really
imagine
horrible
that?
idea, though.
That would be kind of cool. You're sitting there from
No.
a robot, and you're like, look, I've been having an affair for 20 years, or whatever, And,
I think-
and they won't care. They'll be like, well, have you ever tried, like,
Well, the AOL.
Yes,
I just can't
But-
wrap my
but
head
here,
around what advice the
right.
robots
They're
give
sharing
me.
data.
It comes
Right.
to
And that's a
matters of the
problem,
heart
because
and
all of
emotional
yours-
stuff.
Who says? Who
Well, the
says
thing
it's
I
in
just
there?
saw this morning was a real human therapist supplementing with AI so that they could be available 24/7 when a human can't be available
That's-
24/7.
But
Crazy.
But see,
Yeah,
the way I look
agree.
at it
I
is,
agree 100%.
I feel like a therapist or somebody like that, they try to be neutral and try to be everything. But I would like to just have logic. If I
Yeah,
had to
get
go
to the
see a
point.
therapist, give me some
Yeah.
logic.
Yeah.
Do you want that
What-
therapist?
What's the best
What's the
strategy other
textbook?
people have used? And then they scan the internet and they're like, really, you should probably do this and that. And
I think people are more nuanced than that in like every
For
way,
sure.
I
So
think like
I
a
don't know.
therapist to me is totally the human element makes a good therapist,
Yeah, I agree with
right?
that.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I don't know.
It's
I haven't
opinion.
been to a
That's what I was
therapist.
gonna
I don't
ask.
know.
That's
you
your
like
problem.
turn on the voice
Okay.
thing and you're actually like talking to it, just like you would.
could.
But again,
Talk
like she
to a
said, that's kind of
therapist
scary to
and
do
it
because
talks
everything
back.
we type in our phones, like,
Yeah.
it's, yeah.
Yeah, and
But we already do. We
I
everything.
know.
Heather's
Well,
going
did
off
you-
the rails.
Yeah.
the guy that
Don't
won
use
the,
Heather.
She's unstable.
losing it.
Yeah, ChatGPT.
Yeah.
This one's
Well,
unstable.
if AI is gonna do therapy, you have to ask where to get information from. AI just gets information from all the wealth of human knowledge.
That's
So
right.
unless
It's
you
too
think,
late for privacy.
so unless you think a therapist has unique information, that's one thing. But if a
Experience.
therapist is just following the industry standard, the AI can pull that information from industry standard, and they serve two purposes. You either want to solve a problem or just vent.
Yeah.
AI can do those two things.
Yes.
And
that's
it-
what husbands are for.
uh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I tell my wife, is this a fix it conversation or a listen to it conversation? Well, we have those sometimes.
That's funny.
Yeah,
99% it's the listen to me.
yeah, and I'm a fix it guy, so
Yeah,
Oh.
that's what guys
I'm
are.
growing.
Yeah, yeah. Know your place.
Well,
You're
maybe
just listening.
people still want to go to, I guess, people, I guess. I don't know.
No, but I just there was the guy who won like the Nobel Prize for Physics had this speech, and it was all about be afraid, be very afraid.
Yes.
AI is
Yes.
going to be out of control before you know it.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's kind of like, yeah, whatever, yeah, well, keep going, It's like,
Because we kind of like it.
huh?
Because we kind of like it.
We're like plotting our own extermination.
We're like this close to Terminator, guys. Like we really are.
So let's talk about AI.
Yeah.
I don't use AI at all, and maybe I should start, but I'll have to learn because I'm old. But Jessica has been writing these most amazing things on my listings when she puts it in the MLS. I just let her do the write up, and that we had one it was a $1.3 million, and she was writing all the stuff
Yeah.
down, and the write up came amazing. And she's like, "I'm just using ChatGPT." I
Yeah,
was like,
exactly.
"Unbelievable! That's like
different,
way
though.
better."
That's different.
My
I mean,
bio on our
that's-
website
that's
was
not the
done with
same
AI.
as
I didn't read
Yeah.
that.
Like
Yeah.
the robots that are gonna and the drones that are gonna kill everybody.
Yeah, but that's so
It-
cool that we
Yeah,
can do
it's so
that
much
kind
more
of stuff.
advanced. than
Well,
that.
here's
So
an
much
example
more.
too. I
Yeah.
have this Airbnb, and somebody contacted me and wants to bring 19 people. And I was like, oh
Wow.
geez, I need to go on Airbnb and see what the risks are and what more paperwork I need and what's blah blah blah.
Right, yeah.
So I just picked up ChatGPT and I
Yeah.
said, should I rent to 19 people in my Airbnb? It pulled up all the Airbnb rules and regulations. It gave me suggestions. It talked about
Yep.
liability and all this
Amazing.
stuff. And then it said, would you like me to help you come up with what to tell them?
Right. It gives you a response.
Unbelievable!
So
That's
they wrote
awesome.
up something like, I would like to keep your vacation beautiful and legal, so would you please answer the following questions? It gave me the
Yep.
exact wording and suggestion for how to reply to these
fantastic,
people.
yeah.
Hey,
It's
do that
amazing.
in Google right now. What do I need to do for my listing appointment on Monday?
Yeah.
See
It'll
if it
tell
gives
you.
me suggestions.
It's just-
you have to be a little more say, I'm a realtor in Colorado
Yeah.
Springs.
Yeah.
I have a listing at this price. These are past clients. And
How
I would
should
like
I-
to list this. What are the 10 things I need to do to prepare for Monday?
To
It
prepare.
will give you.
Let's see.
We had a dinner party the other night. It
You have to
broke me
give it a
whole,
little
like,
bit more
It's
information.
menu,
Just talk to,
grocery
you talk to a
list,
friend. Like if
decoration.
you're asking
Yeah.
for advice, and then you'll
So-
just respond back.
I'm a realtor in Colorado Springs, and I have a listing appointment with a past client on Monday. What are the 10 things I should point out to the seller?
Commercial or residential?
Human chat,
That's a.
or you just Google.
Yeah. So I use
Yeah,
Grok.
louder.
That's that's on Twitter.
I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
Turn it up.
Hold on. I gotta.
I'm curious what
Well,
AI.
Scott makes his food. Remember last
Yeah.
week he said he'd take a picture of it and
Yeah.
tells about
It's-
the
it's
ingredients
telling
and
me
tells
all
me
We
what
this
do
to
all
put.
that. It gives you a
What food to
grocery
make.
list.
Does it
Yeah.
give me?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, as a realtor in Colorado Springs, preparing for listing appointment with past clients, it's crucial to be well prepared and offer valuable insights. Here are 10 key things you should point out, tailored for the Colorado Springs market in mid-2025. Current Colorado Springs market conditions. Then it goes on to say it's leaning towards being a buyer's market. CMA specific to their home. Strategic pricing. Current inventory and competition. Preparation and staging. My tailored marketing plan.
You better get one of those.
Yeah, well, yeah. This is
And they'll write it for you
this
too.
is a marketing plan I got from my friend Taylor.
Well, honestly, like,
Did you do?
I have a meeting
Did
with
you
tomorrow,
just do-
and the
or
people,
did you
that's
do
what they
chat?
want,
Oh,
is like
that's
a
funny.
tailored
Oh,
marketing
okay.
plan, and they're like, I can't wait to hear all of your ideas
You
and
don't have
everything
to
that
do it
you've
yourself.
come up with for
That's
how
pretty
you're
generic,
gonna market
though, Dave.
our
It's
just-
talent.
Yeah, this is
So
all-
I'm like,
It's not anything revolutionary.
Yeah, this is
Me
all kind of what you
too.
do
Yeah, me
anyway.
too.
Let me get back to you.
You know,
Yeah.
But
it's
that's
like-
because you got experience.
Well, for a
You
guy
got
like
agent
me,
come
for a guy
right
like me,
into
that's
the-
useful.
Yeah, no,
Very
that's
useful.
useful.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
know what? It's good to kind
He
of
passed the test
To-
in a week.
But
brush up on it.
I passed test the first time and it was.
Wait, was that the 10? You're done?
Yeah, let's see. Preparation, staging, tailored marketing plan, the home's unique selling proposition.
Now tell it the
Oh, I do
address
that.
and say, give me the tailored marketing plan.
what do you mean about the, it's
You can get
unique
more specific.
selling
Yeah.
I always tell them
proposition?
that their house is unique and this is how it's gonna, this is what it's gonna drive, what kind of
It's an
buyers.
it's an
and all that.
80916,
You say the
so I don't think
feature
there's
You have to
Like,
say, in my
it's
experience,
gonna
this
sell.
Yeah,
works.
right, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Well, you need to change your attitude. Sounds like to me.
Yeah, mister.
Well, here,
He said, I don't think there's anything unique
I got
about it.
Well, I don't know. I haven't been there
Yeah, I
in
know.
18 years, so
I'm just kidding.
it does.
Does anybody
have-
write up I do proposals to people,
Yeah.
you guys write up proposals?
All the time.
TV
Define
to the
it,
back
though,
right,
they-
there's a,
For
like
what?
a circular.
Like-
For their listing?
Mortgage.
Oh,
I'll go get one, if you guys
Okay.
wanna see what it looks like.
yeah.
Click the middle
Because
button.
what really
Because
screwed
then
me
they
with
can
these
look at
people, like,
that
I mean,
will-
and it's a nice house. It's probably like upper 800,000
Yeah.
to 900,000.
All right, so I'll show you. I'll show
but
you something
in
that'll
their
blow your
past,
guys'
which I plan on
mind.
asking
showed.
them,
We were talking.
Like,
Oh, the
okay,
thing the other day?
obviously this
Yeah.
was something
You
that
and Rory's
Yeah.
company.
sounds very
Everybody's
valuable
got to
and
shut
right,
up
and I
though,
wanna
because
understand why
you
you
know
like
it's
this.
gonna
Is it
listen.
But they were saying that in the
Or-
past,
Hey, you-
their agent
I don't
just
know
put
what it uses.
the fact that their
but,
home was going
it's
to be
a- it's a
available
technology
via
then?
word of mouth.
It's an
and,
AI,
like somebody
yeah.
else in the office brought a buyer, and I'm like, I
Yeah.
kind of set
Separate
real
AI, isn't
estate
it?
That's
for
It's
them,
all AI,
like, at
right?
all.
Right.
Chat
So I'm like, if
GPT
that's
versus, you know,
what they're
the more
hoping is
robotic.
going to happen, I've got to just
Yeah, I mean it's like the
find a
difference
direct way
between
to say that's
Walmart
not going to happen
and
here.
Target.
You know
So
what I
you
mean?
can, do you use chat, like you
Costco,
can type all
they're
that
the-
in
like,
and
they're all
like
the-
give a
Similar,
a
but
rebuttal
they're all the
for
same,
why,
but they're
like,
just
it's
Yeah.
small
so
differences.
awesome.
Well, I
you
think
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
there's certain
Like how do you reply
facets
to
of
clients
AI
that
that
think word of
are
mouth
way
is gonna
more.
gonna
They're
say,
tailored
you know, I
towards
don't- you know, how
different
long ago
purposes,
was
like
that?
whether
Oh,
it's
right.
Big was the town?
military.
We can do
How
better
big
than-
was the real estate office?
You know,
You can do better than
code
that. You know what I mean? You're
breaking,
gonna do
yeah.
word
Well,
of
the
mouth.
only way
You're
you can
gonna
get
let
in
your office
is
know.
by
Yeah.
having a niche.
People were doing.
So there's
people
like
were
all these
doing that
niches
all the
coming
time
out of
in
like,
COVID,
oh, we
and I
do
saw
AI for this
houses
and we do
and
AI
people,
for that.
sellers
We
that
do-
I knew let
Yeah.
$40,000
Well,
on the
exactly.
table.
That's the
You know,
thing. They just
whole
limited
nuke
themselves
race
by
that
not
we
letting
remember
the open
that
market
we went through
determine
in
how
the
Oh,
much
yeah.
it's worth.
So that was kind of going to be
You know,
my
Yeah,
thing. It's
I
like, you
love
want
that.
thing,
all
because now
5,000
governments
real
are
estate
involved.
Yeah.
agents in
We
the
gotta
town to know about it, not just the
outdo
ones
the
in
United
my
States
office
or Korea or
the ones
whoever.
that are,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, 'cause
let's
you're
make it
limiting
as
around town.
humanly possible.
But
They
Local
liked it
control.
because it was
exactly.
exactly.
That's sort of it's a completely
I figured
different.
It's gonna get to the point
But
where
you're
it's not
leaving.
answer's
controllable.
going to be, well, let's say this,
Exactly.
we're having to deal with
That's
showings,
exactly what that
we don't
little
have
lawyer
to,
was
like,
Yeah, but
stage
you
Well,
the
still-
house,
could have
we didn't
potentially
have to
left
do
money
this,
on
we
the
didn't
table.
have to do
I've
that,
told many
but
people
it's like,
that we're gonna eventually get into
you
a
could have
golden age
Potentially
where
left
AI
money.
is so good that we are just living off of it, and it's just like
I don't think
it's
that's
a good life. And
that's
then
not what
they'll turn up.
people-
There'll be a point where it just turns, and it's like okay.
you're
uh,
extraneous. You're not doing anything.
Well,
You're-
let's say for example that AI gets so good that now like we don't have to pay as much for all this.
That's
For
correct.
a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
but everybody's got money. You know, and so now you can pay for all these things. They're super cheap.
AI will make things
I mean,
cheaper. That's
like
true.
it's gonna, your life is gonna be so good. But let's say 10 years down the road, you've spent all your money, but you don't have a job because AI took your job.
And you don't have any
now-
skills.
And you have no skills. So now there's no money. You don't have a job. Now who's paying for the AI?
And your
And
utility
now
bill
AI
is
is going
going
to just
higher
take over
because
everything. And now we're in a dark age.
That's why Bill
Infrastructure.
Gates and them are buying all the
so much more
farmland.
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's water.
there's gonna be a
But I
golden
guess we
age
could
where
make
everything
robots
is
that can
amazing,
farm
and it's just
too.
like
Right.
oh, so
And
and
by
then
the way-
there'll be a dark age. Where it's
See,
like,
here's my proposal. That was a house over there in the Broadmoor area.
Oh, yeah.
Easy. You all right?
Yeah, exactly.
Rosanna, Diana. That
Rosanna.
wasn't me. That was the
From
chair.
now on, when I sit in this chair, I'm gonna go.
So let me ask this too, like when you have like a higher end listing and stuff like that, like I know what I do as far as marketing and stuff, but like what do you do? What are the extra that you think is going above and beyond what your average real estate agent does when it comes to marketing, and where are you spending your money and what ads are you running and things like that?
Oh, it's huge. Hand me that. Here, I'll tell you. It's ridiculous. Okay, professional stager, interior designer. So I send somebody over, pay her $175 to go tell them what they need to do. So I don't have to. And because that's what you were saying on that one of the 10 things is tell them what they need to do to prepare or whatever. I don't need to do that. I pay a
staging. Yep.
stager. So
Only on
that
high-end
goes
homes, you do that on a 350
do it on
listing?
everything.
Yeah.
It's $175.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it makes me look good in my presentation because I'm saying, look, I'm going to send
Because
over
of
an interior
350,
designer, and they're like, really?
They
You know, I'm
don't
like,
know.
yeah, I'm not a designer. You know, I can tell you some things, but they'll come in and they're basically my bad guy. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
so it's great.
Let's remove all the cat
And then I tell them
towers.
I'm paying for it, so they don't know I'm not paying $500
$500.
exactly.
But you don't pay for the staging.
No,
Yeah.
she comes over and
Tells
tells
them what
them
they need to do.
She literally comes in. I send her to vacant houses that where we need carpet and paint, and I go, I need to know what kind of carpet and paint. Remember we did that on Sonnet.
I didn't know that was who you did. I know you
She
did
goes
that.
over there
Yeah.
and goes, okay. Was SW? Sherwin-Williams. SW 19 blah blah blah. She gives me the color, and then
You
she
pay her
says
$175
carpet.
for
These
that?
carpet. What?
You pay her for that too, the 175.
Yeah, 175. She
Yeah.
tells me, and so then when we get the painters in, we just say do this, do that, and so that's going to be better. So I don't have to
Easier.
go. Do you guys have gray? You
Yeah.
know, I mean, there's a lot of grays.
You know the
That's
the
how you would
gray.
ask it, Rob. That's how you would ask
You
it.
have gray carpet,
You
and
have
gray,
gray
paint.
on your truck. Yeah.
What color is taupe exactly?
Yeah, really.
I can't picture
Right.
it.
Color is
Taupe is like halfway between brown and gray.
It's a grayish
I think
gray.
I thought you just made
Right,
it.
but it has to go with the
So
countertops, and the
it's-
floors, and the
that's
different
why I
things,
like it,
right?
Right.
That they already have.
Like your
Or
shirt.
gray, or you can pair it
Like
with
your
brown.
shirt. Your
Like
shirt's
whatever you
taupe.
want.
So
Isn't it?
okay, so then video production, the HD stuff, video, which everybody does. Professional photography, everybody does. Zillow certified showcase photography. So not everybody does that because how
Right.
much is that, Scott? $650 or something, right? $700.
It's $550 for us, but if you do a one-off, it could be $1,000.
I think mine was
Sheesh.
$750.
Yeah.
So they
How does that
they
differ?
charge me $550 because I guarantee that I'll pay them $1,100 a month for two
Yeah.
every single month. So they're like, okay, we'll do it for
Then
$550.
I-
We'll give you two, $1,100.
And I had to get their photographer to do the
The Zillow 360.
Zillow 360.
What is
Yeah.
Right.
certified?
So then,
showcase?
So it costs like
yeah,
$1,200.
certified showcase. Basically, what it does is,
Dang, so you can't use your own people anymore if
You
you're gonna
can't?
do Zillow Showcase.
Well, you
Your
can,
No,
they
we
just
use
have to
them.
be certified by Zillow.
I told
So
Britt,
Pixbit is, Brit that we use is, you know. they
all
just
the
have to-
photographers are getting Zillow certified because they might as well. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
though?
they're gonna
What's
lose
the difference
business
between that
if
and
they
some
don't.
other reputable company?
Okay, so I'll tell you. So Zillow came up with a program because there's so many listings coming out, and since their buyer pool started dropping, they were like, "How can we help agents list houses and showcase?" Well, you can't let every agent showcase because if you do,
Takes
then
away. Nothing
it
special.
is
Yeah,
just Zillow, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's like
and I'm not
TSA
going to buy in.
free now.
So they called me and said, "Hey
Everybody's
Rob,
got it.
since you list a lot of properties, we will let you showcase, and we'll only allow 10% of the agents to do it. So they can't have more than a certain amount in of
One
showcase.
company?
And then that, no, so like,
In the
so
market.
for example, University Park, they're gonna let 10% of people showcase in University Park or in the Broadmoor or in a zip code or whatever.
Oh.
I don't know how they do that, but
Oh, it's in
Well,
an
it's
area.
10
it might, maybe it's 10% of the
It's
zip code.
10% of listings.
10% of listings citywide or in an area.
I think it's zip code.
citywide.
Oh, maybe it's citywide, okay.
Oh, they have
So-
they have lines.
So it's not based on the agent; it's based on how many listings. They only
Okay,
want 10%
maybe that's what
of
it is.
all listings
Oh,
to,
wow.
to be showcaseable.
Wow.
So first come, first serve.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
okay.
So, but the thing is there's only so many agents signing up because nobody wants to pay
A lot of money.
you
It's a lot of
Yeah.
money.
$1,100 a month, right?
Yeah.
It must
And
put you
so-
at the top of some search engine or something. Right?
So then it
Yeah.
follows
I thought it's a
Zillow.
one-time fee, right? For
Right.
as long as
one-time
it's
fee,
listed.
but it follows the buyers around. So it has a whole different page on Zillow now with your picture. It's like its own special page,
Exclusivity.
and then that one follows around the buyers that are searching.
Yeah,
So
they-
every time they search,
they look at
they
it,
see
they'll
that
stay
thing
at the top.
constantly.
I gotta do my Platte Avenue listing.
Yeah.
Do
I'm
do
gonna
sellers
try to
care about
showcase
this?
it.
Yeah, you
They
can
care?
showcase it. They allow
Well, they
people like he
it's
came
all
in
how
and
you
did it
sell So they
through
don't,
us.
They don't know.
I know
They
I
don't-
showcased
Yeah,
it
if I say
early.
this-
I didn't feel
this
like
on
it
average
did
gets you
a
3
lot of
times
good
more
on Turley.
views.
'Cause-
Is that a fact?
Or
That's
maybe
a
it
fact.
did. I don't
On
know.
our-
Right,
Because
that's-
they print to the
It's
front
not
of the
like
book.
we had a
Right,
lot
they
of
put it on
showings.
the
but
front.
I didn't
Turquoise.
get
And,
sold.
and I'm
There
trying
you
to
go.
sell
Maybe
them
you wouldn't
but
have
how many
otherwise.
people I can get it in front of, how much I
Kept
can sell it
me-
to them.
Well, that's a
so-
big
Hold on,
deal.
hold on, hold on.
That would
Like
be
I'm
worth it to
doing
me,
something
yeah.
here.
You said you did it on.
I did it on my listing on Turquoise, and it didn't spur on a lot of showings. But
Yeah, so-
Right.
it let my people know that I'm invested in it,
Right.
and
Yeah.
Yes.
we're going
It's
to try
something that
this. And
stands
then
out.
they're seeing, oh yeah, I saw it hit, and it looks great. You know, they've got their Zillow search set up, and yeah, I saw that you'd already that it's on there before I could call him.
Right.
I said it went live. He goes, yeah, I saw that.
So there's some listings that I don't do it on, you know, that are kind of investment, bad
Yeah.
carpet, bad whatever, and I don't want to spend the extra $550, or if I'm trying to help somebody get out of a situation where that I can only charge them 1.5% because they're so tight.
Right,
I'm
right.
not doing it, right? But it helps me when I'm doing, you know, what I'm competing, and I give them this little written up proposal because it says in here Zillow certified showcase property. I put in there, and this is just my proposal. I am in an elite group of several Zillow showcase partners, which means my listings are seen at the top of all listings. There are only 10% of us allowed in that partnership. I was invited by Zillow because of my production in Colorado Springs. That's what I said,
awesome.
right? So that kind of helps me.
Yeah, for sure.
Showcase on homes.com. So homes.com, you know, if you remember homes.com in the old days, they're just like nobodies. They were doing websites for agents.
Right.
Well, CoStar bought homes.com. They're trying to get into the
When did that happen?
residential market.
I thought Morgan
Did that
Okay.
recently happen?
Last year.
Oh, well, obviously.
So they revamped the entire homes.com site. When you go there now, it is bad ass.
Wow.
It is incredible. Like they
So-
have not only your listing, but they have like all the school information, all the like it's all set up so perfect. Area, demographics, just
We've seen the commercials.
I don't know if CoStar
Yeah.
does the same
oh yeah,
thing
that's right.
with residential or similar thing. Obviously, they're different products, but like CoStar actually drives every single street, every single building. They literally personally go to every single building, commercial building. It's a little harder if you're talking about houses, but do they drive all the areas? Do they drive the neighborhoods? Do they get familiar with?
No, they have neighborhood
Probably use
information.
Google.
Neighborhood
They
information.
actually-
it is
They have,
better
like,
than Zillow
Mom
when you
and
look
pop
at it.
shops and
Really?
restaurants.
So
CoStar
and they
is
have a
huge.
showcase
They
thing too.
physically go to every.
Huh?
They have a
single
showcase thing.
Yeah.
too?
Okay.
in the
So
commercial realm.
let me tell you about
I
this.
don't- they
That's
don't-
what made it
Yeah.
robust and also very
So
expensive.
homes.com when they
Yeah.
when they called, they're like, Rob, what was it, $199 a month? Like for $199 a month, we're going to showcase your property, right?
Yeah.
Because they actually told us we're trying to take over the MLS. We're trying to make homes.com the next MLS, right? And we're not giving any leads out, nothing. We're just a showcase like site. And they said that they have 110 million uniquely monthly visitors, and they put your home they have over 10,000 partner sites because CoStar is so huge. It's
So
on
you're telling me
apartments.com.
You're
it's on-
working with 110 million buyers, Bob?
That's
Exactly.
That's a third of the population of this country.
Well, how much does Homes
Well,
Showcase
they
cost?
skew their
That they
stats.
need?
Okay, so
So there-
okay,
So there's multiple stats that you can do like on websites. Like there's impressions and there's views and then there's engaged views.
That's
and
right.
so
Unique.
each one they get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because
They consider
you
that
know,
each one of
and
those
so-
a unique number.
Right,
though?
so they say unique views, but that's impressions. Like people just saw it when
Yeah.
they were
There's-
scrolling.
I think
or
there's
whatever.
summing the entire
Your
pool.
ad popped up in front of somebody.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I,
that's
so
their
they're
unique
adding
view.
all the.
no,
okay.
hold on. It says, I think it said unique visitors.
Yeah.
Unique monthly visitors. Okay, but that means they're taking out of 10,000 affiliates that they have of
Right.
whatever all those sites are. Each person that comes on, it's a uniquely what's the URL or what's the thing that defines you, the
IP.
person sitting
Your
your
IP.
computer? IP address. They're saying uniquely visitors.
Unique visitor is
Unique.
somebody who's abnormal.
But it might not be.
Yeah.
They're just saying that to try to get us to
Special
sign up.
Yeah.
So it
They're,
costs.
they're trying to sell us.
Right, they're trying to sell us. So, but that's okay because I put it in my little proposal, right?
There you go.
And it costs me $199 a month, and they give me a free Matterport. I literally go
A free Matterport?
Free Matterport, dude.
What does that
Can you
mean?
believe
Oh,
that?
so that's like something that you have to
It's
pay
like a
for long
3D
term for
kind
like
of
forever. You
walkthrough
can't just,
tour
oh, I'm going to showcase
thing.
this listing or
No.
Well, they'll send
whatever.
something
Right,
else,
exactly.
Cameras,
So you're-
takes a little
For
while.
So-
$199.
$199
I
Do you know how much it costs a
$100
Matterport person to
for
do that
CoStar,
right
and they
now?
don't
Like
do that.
350 bucks
Yeah,
or something?
that's a good deal.
So they just give me on all the listings free Matterport. But since we're doing
so
Zillow
fast.
360, it's
Right,
like, oh my
nasty.
gosh, I have so much stuff. But that's okay. It's on my sheet.
There you go.
Isn't
Right.
Matterport dated
I don't,
now?
huh?
Aren't there better things than Matterport now?
Isn't that the one that's like a real 3D?
The box.
It's a
Yeah.
real
So now there's that
walkthrough,
thing where you go in with your
clicking to
phone
walk
and you
through
just go like this
everything.
with your phone and it designs it all for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they have
they're not
What's
better
that
than
thing?
Matterport.
Oh,
I think
yeah, I don't
Matterport's
know.
probably the best camera. But, you know, like the Zillow 360 stuff, oh, it sucks. The camera sucks. It's not like Matterport. But, you know, you got to have their Zillow 360 thing. You know, they have to buy a
Zillow
certain
to
camera
Zillow.
for Zillow.
For I pay $800 some dollars a month for CoStar, and they don't do that for me.
CoStar's
Oh, yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
See, they're trying to bust into this market because it's huge. They're realizing.
Take advantage of it.
That's right. Oh, I am taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Like, so how much do you have
About
to pay for
$800 a
CoStar?
month.
We
Oh my
just
gosh.
listed some stuff in
Commercial.
Oklahoma, some commercial
Wow.
stuff that we owned, and we were trying to market it. And what was it before CoStar? Like,
Like Loop.
LoopNet, and then it was CoStar. I'm like, Jesus, they're so expensive.
LoopNet. So LoopNet,
CoStar is
they used
so
to push listings, our commercial listings, onto LoopNet
Yeah.
as well. They
Mhm.
don't anymore.
Oh, they don't.
No, now you have to pay separately
Pay
for
for
LoopNet, and
LoopNet,
it's
too.
not cheap.
Yeah.
And you have to pay per listing.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm
a per
paying
month
LoopNet
thing.
No,
right
it's
now,
not. It's per
$110
listing, I
a month
remember.
for my RV park.
It was insane.
For that RV park.
Your RV.
No, it's not mine. I have a listing.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
RV park out in
Where?
Calhan.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No,
I thought there's
other
developments
one-
I don't know.
the other one I'm trying to get.
Yeah.
You're
still
trying to
hadn't
sell
heard.
an RV park?
Yeah. I just showed it this morning.
Okay.
In Callahan?
Yeah.
You went all the way up? That's not that
Oh
far.
yeah, it's far out there. But okay, so that's the 5 things that are on that sheet. But then single property website. Not everybody does that, but that's okay. It means nothing. I don't think
A
it
single
does
property
much.
website.
The 360 Zillow certified
Zillow,
property
yes.
tour,
Yeah.
I put that on there. Drone video, okay, I put that on there. I put on there, I mean, this is all fluff. Marketing all over the world through IDX feeds. Well, of course, we
Yeah.
all do that. Facebook marketing and Reels and YouTube Shorts. So I do that. You know, I just was showing him my reel of the $1.3 million thing we did the other day. Did a little reel, and then I boosted it for $30, and I got like hundreds of views on Facebook. But not everybody does that, right? They can do a reel, but do they get hundreds or? I boosted another one yesterday. I had 1,900 views by the time I woke up.
So
So-
per listing, how much do you spend on this marketing that for all, like per listing.
Well, Scott, can you add it up?
Yeah,
Roughly.
close to $3,000.
$3,000 per one listing.
Well, no, after it's closed, but don't count like Fusion or assistance or anything like that.
2,500. That's not assistance. That's just marketing. It's
Is it?
For one listing.
Sure.
$2,500 bucks.
So every
Can you break
single-
down in your brain how you got there? Just can we talk through it?
Well, I can show it to you.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Then agent marketing through Bold Trail, which I don't know how we do that. Scott does that,
Yeah.
so you can do that. But that gives
Now,
you,
those are
if you're
just-
doing a
So
little
so these
thing.
listings. So okay, so some are more 2,800, 2,200, 2,578,
It's right there.
2,480,
Holy
you know,
crap!
15.
You're losing money.
I got a lot of money out of my pocket right now.
Yeah, look, 32 grand.
Jeez, and I
So,
just
yeah.
canceled 2
So can you
listings.
go column by column for
I
us?
know.
So that goes up. Then the per unit or whatever goes up
Mhm.
if he's canceling listings,
So,
right?
so I guess like the furthest over. So these are the addresses. Okay, brokerage fee.
Oh well, brokerage fee you're putting in there.
Well, yeah.
Fusion
okay,
fee
so
though. I
take
told
out
you don't add that.
$699. Take out $1,200 from all of these.
From what? From the totals here?
Yeah, from the totals.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
take out 1,200 from these, so maybe $1,500.
Okay.
Okay, that's better.
So
Well, how many?
Yeah, because those are after I
That's not
sell.
1,200 times
What's
whatever.
after you sell?
After I
Taxes.
sell
Twenty
the
22.
$6.99 to acquire,
Yeah, well, that goes to
So-
everyone.
22.
and I'm
times
charging
12.
$300 to my client.
You did the
And-
moving boxes? That's nice.
sometimes we do, yeah.
Interior designer. Okay,
So
you
you
didn't use them on everybody. You
26,000.
didn't use the interior designer on everyone.
Not on everybody.
If it's
What
We charge
about
how much?
1,200 times 22,
Amazon
right? You're saying
listing? What's
12.
that?
Scott?
So that's 26,400.
I go to
Nice.
Amazon and I
That's
send
total.
Okay, so about.
boxes that say, please use booties, the little red box.
Well, okay, so
Oh.
you
You
also
open up and then
Yeah.
a little gray
Doesn't
box,
seem
and then
like
it
that.
sends them like
Well, so,
Okay.
100 booties, and it's like 29 bucks.
Okay, sure.
He doesn't have that on there, but you
well,
know.
yeah, I do. I do
He's
have
one.
it
He
on
has
there.
Amazon,
Amazon
yeah.
listing package.
Just
$31.
Oh, okay, right there. Yeah,
For the one.
$31.
So the
Yeah.
risk is that they might never close, but you just take that risk.
I
Like you
do
said,
it
they
on
cancel
certain ones that
sometimes,
This,
yeah.
this social media advertising, that $50 on Homecrest where I went out with you. What's
Yeah.
that one? What's that 50 bucks? Because these are gonna be just after.
Though that's the social media advertising. When I
Yeah.
said I went
It's
in
like
there and
Facebook.
put it in, yeah,
It
boosted.
What is that? What is that? I'm not. You can boost your Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can boost it out
It's
to
marketing.
more people.
Like, just
It
advertise it.
sends it to people.
Did not know that was a thing.
And
I'll
you
show
can
you
click
how
your
that-
population and narrow it down. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I guess I gotta learn that
you're
tool.
gonna you're gonna
Not your
learn
personal
more.
Facebook, but a professional Facebook. I don't think it's offered on the personal Facebook stuff.
Oh, how about this
Have you
one?
used his personal-
Tell me if all the realtors do this. They put your listing on Pikes Peak Association of Realtors, Denver Real Estate, Colorado, and Pueblo Association of Realtors. Does everybody do that?
I do Denver.
I'm too afraid to put it on Denver now because I don't want to get fined if I forget.
I got
to
fined
close it
tons
out.
of money. She put it under my name, and they're like,
Why'd you get fined?
$500. I'm like, for what?
They're so
because
picky.
you
You just
didn't-
have to
Like
update
you have to
within a couple
update it
days,
within
yeah.
24 hours,
Right.
right? Or they fine you
Se-
$1,500.
72 hours, and
Did you get fined?
yeah, $500. They don't joke around, do they, Scott?
No.
It's brutal. They're
They don't
wicked.
even give you a warning or anything.
They don't give
I've
you
only
crap.
used
They
it
just send you an
for
invoice, here's
buyers.
$500 fine.
Right.
The fine
they
would be
do.
for what kind of thing?
For
not
not
updating
not
your
listing
listing.
it,
Like
not
it was,
changing
it was
to
pending,
closed.
and she
So
never
like,
put it closed.
On the MLS, you put it on there, it's pending.
Way to go.
They'll close it when it closes.
Yeah.
They want their
Logging
data to
into
be as
Denver
accurate as
and doing
possible.
Denver, and it.
I'm
So if you don't
I
close it,
fixed
they're
it.
like, here's a fine. You know.
Anyway.
To do ours.
I was like, yeah, I'll do that again, but I'm
Yeah, yeah.
literally
Obviously,
gonna
I can't have all
put
of
like
that.
a
Of
course
reminder
I
on
should
my
get something
phone,
like that
close
together.
out Denver.
Yes.
Probably have
Like
a fluff package
yes,
for me.
exactly.
I can make something.
Yeah. And then he should write one up for his
Yeah,
for
Yeah, just
Monday.
chat GPT.
Yeah.
Just something about yours.
Well, he's got a little like he has his like little folder hands them. I obviously don't have that, but I can. It's better than I can make something. I can. Make
Oh,
something.
yeah.
I can make a thing.
But I had to do that because I'm a listing agent only, pretty much.
So
So I had to win
Listen,
listings, you know, because I'd starve to death if I didn't.
And you can afford all that when you stick to your 3%.
I stick
Yeah.
to my 3%.
I was really trying to drive traffic to my open house. So like I mean I don't remember if it was $100 or $150 to like promote the open house event, which made a ton of people see it. Like I had 40 some odd people that said that they were like interested in going, and maybe like
A boost?
dozen or something that said that they were coming. Now I don't really know how many, because I had 10 people come through the house that day. So it's like, were any of those Facebook people, or
Right.
those just random people that saw the signs and knew about it, you
You
know,
never
from
know.
other
Right.
things. Like I know one lady said she got my my Sly broadcast, because I leave a message and send it to like all the surrounding houses, and invite people in the neighborhood to come to the open house. So I know one was from that, but some of the others I don't know where they came from, if they were Facebook or otherwise. I should
Right.
start putting that on my feedback
Where did you
form.
learn about this?
It's hard to know
How'd you
what
hear about the
actually
open house?
sells the houses
The
because
sign is just the hugest
It's
thing.
hard.
The sign
I
in the
mean-
yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott, is there a way we can keep track of that? I guess not. I mean,
What
when a
sells
buyer
the
comes in and makes an offer, we don't know how they saw it.
You can just ask them, right?
Well,
And they see it on the internet.
yeah.
They,
Well, I know,
through your
but I don't know
portal or
what
somebody's
actually
portal.
helps. Like, I don't know if they saw it on
Yeah,
Facebook,
which
looked it up on
source?
Zillow, and then called an agent.
I think, yeah, but
It's
it's
all
kind of
the
like
above.
Yeah. You just gotta
Like-
ask them.
the Facebook, all the ad works and all that stuff is like secondary. The main thing is good photos, good price,
Price.
That's true.
and good
Ultimately,
condition.
price.
That's true.
You know, if
Right.
it shows well, it goes well. The reason you're not getting showings has nothing to do with the fact that I misplaced a comma in my property remarks.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Maybe you should put that it's handicap accessible in the basement.
Yeah, right,
You know,
yeah.
that's not
exactly.
it. You know, it's really, your property description is really boring.
Yeah.
I've had someone, I go, well, we've only been on the market for 4 hours. I mean,
Simmer down there.
yeah, and it's like, oh. you
But
put-
if you're on the
you put me
market
to
for a
sleep.
month and you've had 4 showings, it's your price.
It's
right?
price.
I mean,
Yeah, well,
Or there's
or it
just
could
too
be,
many-
Or a combination of.
yeah, it could be a lot of
You know.
homes listed in that neighborhood.
Yeah, that
Or
price
one
But
wrong
range.
thing
could
in
be,
the MLS that
the
you have in
cell
the wrong
phone
category.
picture
Cell phone
isn't going to work
pictures,
anymore.
Right.
It worked in 2021.
You can
When-
change the first sentence in the description like once a week. Can
Yeah.
you do that?
Oh, I change everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I change the pictures. I change the script. I
Yeah.
mess around with it
Yeah.
because it pops back into all the
up,
stuff,
yeah.
and I get immediate showings.
Like
after
you
it
go
pops
take
up again.
more, you could take new pictures or just move things.
I just
Move
move
the order
I
of
moved
them.
the
Main
fractions when
picture
you
to
Go
different.
into the MLS, you update your listing or whatever. Anytime you make a change to that, it'll pop up into somebody's portal again, or automatically get emailed to them again, because
There's
they
been a
think something
change.
is different.
But
you need
you know
to
what?
be aware of.
You're not getting showings, and all of a sudden you come down again, and all of a sudden, wow, I've had 4 showings in 4 months, and now I've got 3 showings on Saturday.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's not a coincidence. It's because you get into that groove, the wheelhouse on where that house is going to sell for.
So what's amazing about CoStar is they, and Susan can attest to this, is they, if I don't make a movement on my listing every month, if I don't change something or update it, or at least go in and go, everything's fine, I have to click a little button saying it's still good, they'll like remove the listing, I think, right? What do they do?
They call you.
Well, yeah, they call me, but she says,
If you don't update
if they
it.
don't, if they
They
call and
better
leave a
not.
message and I don't do
No,
it.
because commercial brokers are lazier than you guys in terms of that. They don't take it off. They'll never take it off.
CoStar wouldn't take it off. Well, she basically said, "Will they fine you?" Because
No.
they call me all the time, going,
No.
"Hey, you're late on your thing." And
I'm
you
paying
need to get it
$800 a
updated."
month. They're gonna fine me. You think? That's gonna be outrageous.
Well, then what do they do?
They call
she
you, they
basically
bug you.
said,
They're
that-
just,
They
maybe
might
they
put it in
threatened that
inactive.
they would
They might.
move it
They might
to.
call it inactive. They don't take it
"Oh,
off.
inactive." Okay, that's maybe
Yeah.
what she said. Okay,
Yeah, that's a different situation.
but can you imagine that, you guys? They call after a month, go, "Is this still a good listing? Is you haven't done any updates or anything?"
Well,
Wow.
doesn't
And I think
real
that's
estate-
genius because if you look at the stats, there's like 5,000 people that looked at that listing. And I can't believe it.
The real estate commission for commercial people say you must have updated listings every month. You can't be a slacker. So
Who says that?
The real estate commission told the commercial brokers, your data has to be current every month.
Oh, we just stick it on and let it sit for 6 months till it expires.
But data
Without
is
calling
data.
anybody.
Yeah.
Data doesn't change.
I don't, but
As long as, so if it's on your website, on your company's website,
yeah,
the data has to be correct.
yeah.
Do they check? No, they don't. So
No, it
because
says,
they
it
don't
says
check.
this data is reliable but not
Information
guaranteed.
is
That's
Please
not-
reliable,
verify
but
everything.
not
No, that's not what I mean. I mean that you have to say, so like if, let's say you already leased it, or you leased half the building and you still have the old listing on it and it says the whole building's available.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's wrong. If the real estate commission checked and then, or like had knowledge that,
Somebody would have to complain.
I guess,
Yeah, that's the only way they would know.
Yeah, and then even
Yeah.
still, they don't really mess with commercial people too much because they know we're sort of like wild, you know? I mean, I'm not talking about myself, but some of them are
Wild
just like...
West.
Yeah, kind of.
That's right.
Kind of. And, but they say you have to have current information on your website for your listings. So,
Okay.
and that's what admins are for, you know? Because
Yeah.
she tracks, you know, if I have a lease, I have to send it to her. And she's supposed to immediately go to, the website and make whatever
Like a
changes. are-
transaction broker does for us. I mean, not a transaction broker, transaction coordinator.
Coordinator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's their job. And if
Yeah.
you don't have one of those, then you better do it, you know? But, because it's not worth getting slapped, you know? I mean, you don't want your...
Well, it's not the word, so we don't get slapped. We just, I feel like what we're talking about, moving pictures around, will cause the listing to sell faster. Because other people that stick it on the MLS for 6 months and just let it sit, they're like, man, I'm getting no showings. Well, it's been on the market for 130 days, and everybody sees that, and it's old. And now it gets pushed down on Zillow, way down. You move a picture, and all of a sudden, whoa, what's this?
So
And
you,
then pop.
yeah,
I'll
so
track it up.
we use
didn't know
Crexy
that.
to push out our listings, unless you have an in-house, like Cushman Wakefield, CBRE, they're national, so they have like whole departments that do
Uh-huh.
this, and they'll say, and then they push out all the listings as you want them. Like I do mine usually like every other week, so I just have my admin blast it to and it doesn't go to individuals. It go, like buyers or tenants. It goes to other brokers, bankers, mortgage people that are part of the CoStar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way it is for us with the IDX feeds. It's pushed out to everybody and stuff, but
But you have so many more people because you're pushing it out to clients. You've got like way more people.
oh yeah.
So we don't do that. We don't push it out to clients.
Oh yeah, like also homes.com and all
Yeah.
those guys, they're all buying feeds and they
We don't
get
do
it.
that. And by the way, CoStar used to do it. I used to be able to get in and do it on CoStar, and they don't do it anymore. So you have to pay for it on Crexy. Now Crexy's getting much more restricted. You know Crexy? Are
No.
you familiar with that? It's almost like an adjunct to CoStar. And they're
Oh,
trying
okay.
to make their name almost like LoopNet, and at some point I'm sure they're going to all be absorbed into the board.
So CoStar, you guys, owns like apartments.com, homes, like they own a ton.
So they're a monopoly.
They're the largest real estate, I think, network
They-
in
I
the
think they
nation,
had a-
and they weren't in residential, and they just got into residential.
They
So
were
they're
actually,
they're gonna stick it to Zillow
They went
so
to-
bad.
they went
They
to
are.
court because they're a monopoly, and
Oh,
they won.
really?
Yeah, somehow I don't know.
Because they're in all kinds of different things. I like them because,
Do you
like
like
we
them
said,
though?
I
Because
love them
you wanna
because
start
they
paying
call
$800 a
me.
month?
They're
I don't wanna pay
expensive.
that.
I didn't
Because
deal
that's
with
what's
them.
gonna
I didn't like them
happen.
at all.
No, I pay $199 and I get a
Now-
free Matterport.
Now, but that's gonna change.
That's right.
It's definitely gonna change.
Yeah.
It will change if they do it, but their service is unbelievable when they are calling you going, hey, is there any changes on your listing? You still have that listed? Let me talk about that. And I'm going, nobody would ever do that at PPAR.
So those
They would never
they're
do
super
that.
well trained. The people that call
No,
you.
Yeah.
they
They're
just send
super
you
well
an
trained.
email whenever you get
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
wrong.
And unless
Yeah.
they feel
Right.
that they could fine you, they're not gonna.
Yeah.
Right, and CoStar.
Well, nobody tell them they can fine you
Yeah.
like the MLS does.
I will tell you
Right.
though, I mean, CoStar is like my predominant go-to search engine for sure. We don't have the MLS or anything like that.
Right.
And LoopNet is what the general public uses because they can access LoopNet.
Right, yeah.
And so CoStar has no choice but to put my building on LoopNet
Right,
because
because
they're
they own LoopNet too.
right, but
Yeah.
they want to make sure they have all buildings represented, just like CoStar.
And that's what the public goes to.
So the public goes
That's
to
right.
that, and their information is not very good on the LoopNet side, which is a problem.
I put financials on there. I put all kinds of. You can go into a data room and you can see all the stuff about. It's amazing.
They don't
I mean,
have that
I-
at CoStar.
I kind of hope they do take
Man.
over the
Yeah.
MLS. There's so
I-
much awesome stuff.
But you
on
know
there.
that they're going to start fractionating everything. Oh, you want to put it into the financial room?
Yeah.
And then here's that other charge for that.
Yes.
That's what they're doing, and
Mm.
and so when you're the only game in town doing that, you can just do whatever, and it's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
hard
what's
to know. Hard to know.
Yeah,
But the game changes. It's going to
it
constantly
used to be
change.
cheaper. I'll just tell you that. A lot cheaper.
Ours is $50 a month. So
Yeah.
we're okay right now.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be really cheap, and now it ain't. So,
Yeah.
but that, like I'm saying, like for commercial people, the predominant search engine is CoStar.
$800 a month. I can't even imagine. Sheesh, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
But commercials like
It's pretty crazy.
$1 million a pop. So
I don't know. I mean, and
we're
by the
selling
way,
$300,000.
our bread and butter is
Townhomes.
leasing. Period. No question.
Oh, leasing.
Yeah, that-
that's
I mean,
bread and butter. Okay.
The sales, you know, if you have like 5 or 6 sales in a year, you're doing pretty good.
Wow.
So
Hmm.
you're going to be doing lots of leasing, but you're not going to be doing a lot of selling.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Because, especially if you're going to have high dollar.
you guys get
properties.
3% of the total lease.
Actually, here's how I structure it. So if I have a listing, in my listing agreement, if I'm the only broker on it, like if I get, you know, I have the
You
tenant,
lease it up.
I get 6%.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to split it, it's a total of 7%, and then we split it 3.5, 3.5. That's
Wow.
Typically, but now if it's medical, I get $1 a square foot. Period. You know, I just get $1 per square foot per year. So if it's a 5,000 square foot medical tenant
Yeah.
and it's 5 years, it's whatever the price is. It's 5%. It's $1 per square foot, not a percent. Sorry, it's not a percent. For medical, those are sort of like
So
goals.
That'd be
5,000
$25,000
square
you
feet,
said.
you get 5,000.
times
Times
5.
5, so
A year.
$25,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. If they do a 5-year, and they always do.
5,
Medical
7,
long-
10.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
the 10 years are really prevalent. Now,
You get paid on 10 years. That's crazy.
yeah,
Huh. Interesting.
yeah. But the reason that it's good for the tenant now, I mean, when you're committing for 10 years, it's because, especially if they're a little nervous, then they know exactly what to expect for 10 years in terms of paying rent. And
Right.
and also, like, let's say the market goes down, but you know, how often does that happen? You know, I mean, something catastrophic has to
Right,
happen.
yeah.
But let's say it does, then they'll come back and start crying, and they'll go, you know, you're
I
way
need out
above
this lease.
or they don't say get out. They just go, hey man, you need to adjust your numbers here because I'm paying X times more than whatever
Yeah, right.
right now. And then they go, cry me a river. You're signed up.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, okay, we'll give you this discount, or we'll put new carpet paint and, you know, I don't do some construction or whatever
Yeah.
it is. So there's always a negotiation for
Hmm.
something like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, anybody else have anything? Wrapping up here? Okay.
Don't.
35%. Come on, guys. Help me out. Come on.
We're
The
keeping our
movers
eyes
and
ones
shakers
open.
are in this room.
That's
we got
right.
the usual
We're
suspects
keeping-
here. So.
Keeping our eyes open.